What's up, guys? What's going on? Ken coming at you with a quite an extensive review today. As you can see, there's 3 boxes here. First and foremost, we got a 3.0, a 3.1. I'm gonna throw force field in the front of this bitch. If you guys are unaware what these shoes look like, they are super hairy suede. Definitely gonna need some kind of protector on there. Force field is where I will be going to get that protection. Anyway, let's just get into this real quick. So I'm gonna pull the 3.1 out, which is the middle box here. Quite annoying. So we have the 1.0, the 2.0 super blue. I'm going to show you guys what the 1.0 looks like. I don't know if some of you may or may not know what it looks like. This is the 1.0 of the super blue from Ronnie Fieg, roughly about 10 years old. You can see my toe box. You probably can't see it too much, but like when I wear them, they're super cracked on the toe box. I could definitely use a new pair of these. I don't know if you guys saw or may not have seen, Arab Lincoln was gifted a birthday pair. It's the hairy suede. It looks more similar to this than what we have inside this box here. I'll throw a picture up so you guys can see what it looks like, but this is the 1.0 of the super blue grays, one solid blue across the mid panel and lateral panel, or medial and lateral panels. Blue again in the GEL-Lyte III stamping. Not a lot of Ronnie hits on it, just basic GEL-Lyte III action. I'm gonna put this one away, and then I'm gonna open up the 2.0, which is quite different. Let me just take them both out. I'll show you all the extras and whatnot. So as you can see real quick before we get the box out of here, this is the lighter hue of the 2 boxes. The other one has a black underlay where some of the blue is, or where most of this blue is on the under, is black. So you get the idea of which one is which for the 3.0 and the 1.0, and the 3.1 and the 3.0. The 3.1 actually has a bigger box as well. I got a 10.5. I was able to try it on. Sometimes, depending on the material, it's a little different, 10.5 or 11. The 10.5 was perfect, and I had a heavy sock on, so I really wasn't mad about it. Let's get into some of this detailing. So right off rip here, you can see you have a very hairy suede across the entire shoe. There's not much different on this shoe aside from the blue, and then this light gray, heavy, long hair suede. It's very, I'm not mad at it. It's very lackluster for me when it comes down to it. If you saw the picture, hopefully I threw it up, I'll throw it up again, of the basic shoe that he gave to Arab Lincoln for his birthday. That to me was what would have sufficed for a 2.0 version of the original super blue, even though it's very close to the coloring of the original. I don't care. It's the suede's different. It's upgraded because you're talking 10 years later, so material's a little bit different. I would have preferred that. This is very two-tone white blue. I'm not mad at it. I do like it. And Foot Patrol, there was a lot of hearsay about Foot Patrol. I'll throw a picture of the Foot Patrol up, which was a Saga. A lot of people, I didn't like that Saga. I mean, it's the same coloring, but I didn't like the Saga. I'm not a big fan of Saga. Saga has to have a lot of different layers and elements to it. Bait did a great Saga on the Lagoon. That was a super fire Saga. The Foot Patrol Saga, very basic. Kind of like this is very basic, but it's a GEL-Lyte III, so I'll take this all day long. It's just a matter of models and what you prefer. Let's step into the model a little bit more. We're gonna talk about the last real quick. So the last is definitely cleaned up from what we've seen in previous years as far as GEL-Lyte III goes. You can see the slope straight from here. Not as flat as we would probably like it, but a lot better than what it's been, and on foot it looks pretty good. It looks pretty great, actually. I'm not even gonna talk shit. I'm gonna roll into the tongue real quick. You have a Fieg stamping on the tongue here, which you won't normally get, or what you don't normally get. I've seen a couple different iterations of this shoe. One where the light is in the blue coloring. I have not seen a pair like that aside from Sneaker Freaker, the magazine episode, or I believe there was like a post or some shit, and the light back here was in blue. I have yet to see a pair like that. I would have liked that. That would have been a nice little hit, but regardless. All the other hits aside from the ASICS tiger striping and the 2 window hits in the front on both sides are the only things that are colored. Medial, lateral, obviously. We have lateral, we have medial, we have window. So it's really like 4 hits. Nothing too out of the ordinary. I'm probably gonna slip the other laces in. Back of the shoe, you have ASICS and gel, your window, burst suede. The shoe's a little heavy, I will say that. The other thing I really like about the shoe is the responsiveness of the midsole. Now the GEL-Lyte III is usually a soft midsole. This feels a little bit softer than you would normally get from a GEL-Lyte III, so kudos on that as well. Quality is on point. I will never negate that. ASICS on the footbed. I believe it says FIEG on the other. Yes, it does. ASICS and FIEG on the bottom of the footbed. You got lace options, all flats, one rope, a white rope. Something you're not used to. Usually you see like 300 pairs of rope laces, especially with Ronnie and ASICS. You got 3 different iterations, a white flat, a white rope, and then a white and blue flat, which I'm probably gonna put in here. It looks pretty nice, unless the blues are really far off, which I don't see happening. They might be. I'm gonna throw it in there and see what it looks like. But if the blues are really far off, I'll probably take them back out. You have a slight discoloration or different coloring from the center portion like you would normally get with a GEL-Lyte III. You might not be able to see it. If I bring it a little closer, you can see it right in there. It's more of a bone gray, and this is more of a white, excuse me, just in your center portion, and that's on both sides. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I know it's there. Plastic heel cup on the lower portion, blue on the center portion of the outsole. It's clean. It's very clean. I'm not mad at it. Take it for what it's worth. It's a GEL-Lyte III from Ronnie Fieg, and I'm sure there's plenty more coming from GEL-Lyte III this year. It is the 30th anniversary, so hopefully this is just a taste of what's to come. I'm gonna roll into the 3.1 real quick. A little bit bigger than the other box, so I'll turn it this way so you can see what's going on. You can see the black on the underlay. Once again, 10.5, chilling. Black on the coloring on this. A lot of people, mixed reviews, like this coloring better than the other. I'm gonna take them both out of the box with the extra set of laces. All right, so if you guys are familiar, 3.1 came out 5 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, for the 5-year anniversary. He did the Mossad, which was the Militia, which is what they redubbed it because I believe Mossad was copywritten. The Salmon Toe 2.0, and why am I not thinking of the other shoe? Is it Mossad, Salmon Toe? Oh, and then the Super Green, which was a little bit earlier than that, also had a 3.1 iteration. I'm trying to think. The Mossad had a brown 3.1. The Salmon Toe had a, obviously, salmon 3.1. The Super Green had a black and green 3.1. And it was supposed to be that they were never going to come back out again. If I could find pictures, I'll throw the pictures up, or I could just use my own pictures since I have them. And then pictures started surfacing of these shoes for the fashion show this year. I don't know if they were meant to be for the fashion show, if they were meant to be for the public. Nobody knew what the F was going on. A lot of speculation, a lot of hearsay. The Kith edit did strike these kind of heavily. I do love the 3.1. You'll see GEL-FIEG on the lateral side of the heel cup. Super dope, nice little touch on that. I mean, it is a fusion made for Ronnie, and I believe someone had mentioned to me that Sneaker Freaker's post about the shoes, he had mentioned that the shoe or silhouette was ahead of its time, so that's why he released it again. Plus, why the fuck not? I know I was very against seeing them again, just because, you know, there was a lot of speak and a lot of conversation about not seeing them ever again after the 5-year anniversary, but whatever. This is a very ASICS heavy conversation, so if you guys are having a hard time following along, I do apologize. If you have any questions, hit me in the comment section. I will clarify for you. But yeah, so we'll get into some of the detailing on the shoes themselves. I'm going to turn them both this way so we can see the footbeds real quick and get that out of the way. So we have ASICS on my left, and on my right we have FIEG on the footbed. I'm going to drop this back down again and pick it back up. We have hairy suede in it's like a two-tone kind of feel on the hairy suede. So it's black with a like a gray beard, gray bush, gray on the upper, so the hairs are more gray and the suede on the lower portions more black. Gives a nice little contrast to it. I like the way it looks, comes off very clean. Then you hit the lower portions in the perforated suede on the toe box and the underlay of the ASICS Tiger. You probably can't see the perforations. They are there. I will say that on the underlay. Then the over on the Tiger striping, you have a flat leather and then a plastic. I don't want to say patent leather. It probably is patent leather though. It's patent leather on the underlay, rolling to the perforations on the toe box. Quality's really nice on the shoe. It's made very well. Nubuck on the split tongue. No FIEG stamping on this split tongue, unlike the 3.0, but you do have the FIEG stamping on the heel cup area. Then you got your obvious 3.1, which is your midsole, which makes it the 0.1. You have your gel hits in 2 different colors, which is why I like it a lot. The contrast is dope. I love what ASICS has been doing ever since the 3.1 with the gel, the 360 quantum outsole, the 180 quantum outsole, and mixing it up a little bit, throwing the different color blockings in there, kind of coinciding with the shoe and using that gel to kind of accentuate the colorings. I fucking love it. So I'm just gonna throw that out there real quick. The same blue that's in the aqua on the heel is in the window as well. Roll around to the back, you got your ASICS and gel. Gel window has your perforated nubuck in there on the bottom, rolling to the medial side. It's the same thing, identical from the lateral side, so I'll keep it down here aside from your window areas and your writing for GEL-FIEG. It's basically identical, underlays, nubuck. You have an extra set of laces, which are black flats and black ropes that can go inside these bad boys. I showed you the inside already. Clean, very comfortable. It's a very comfortable shoe, by the way. That 3.1 outsole, very, very comfortable. I'm gonna flip it, show you guys the outsole real quick. Durable, yeah, all day wear if you're into the comfort aspect of it. If you just like the way the shoe looks, big fan of it. Stands the test of time too. I think it's a really good silhouette. Obviously it's a 3.1 with a different midsole, so obviously I'm gonna love it. But a lot of people were pissed off about the Kith filter and how it looked a little different in hand as opposed to the pictures. You're gonna get that 99.9% of the time. Either deal with it, understand it, know it's coming. Regardless, if you like the shoe, you're gonna like the shoe. They don't really kill it that bad, but it's definitely noticeable. Questions or comments, like I said, hit the comment section. Thumbs up are always appreciated, and I'm out of here. Peace.